Greetings, most gracious audience. I am Sir Persevere, Knight of the Hand-Drawn Realm.
And I am Speckles, Salamander of the Hand-Drawn Realm and Sir Persevere's talking animal sidekick.
Today, we will be revisiting one of the fundamental principles as to why this channel exists. For as long as I have been alive, classic hand animation has always been deemed as kid stuff. Never mind the beautiful and vicious Maleficent who threatened to fry Prince Philip in her dragon form. Never mind the villainous Gaston as he jabs his bloody dagger into the beast's back. Never mind Lampwick turning into a donkey in that horrific animal transformation scene in Pinocchio. And most certainly never mind the more recent development of the Jenny Tartakovsky show known as Primal, an animated show filled with blood and guts that is anything but kid stuff.
I know, right? These people infuriate me. In fairness, the cheap quotes did not help classic animation in the eyes of the normies.
True enough, Speckles. And now we're stuck with nothing but the Pixar wannabe CGI crap, Adventure Time monkey scribbles, and anime. If you, the viewer, like those aforementioned styles, that's fine by me. We're just stating our opinions. And I will add, for the record, I like the classic Pixar films. But now there's too much of it, darling, too much. Give me new classic animation, now! Anyway, it appears that more people are starting to lend their voice and declare what I've known for a long time. Animation isn't just for kids. For heaven's sakes, how many times do I need to refer to Primal? Anyway, with more people waking up to the fact that animation is for everyone, I hope that classic Dawn Blue-styled animation can make a meaningful comeback alongside CGI and any other style of animation you can think of. Let us now look at this Cartoon Brew article written by Jamie Lang on April 7th in the year of our Lord 2022. In new op-ed, Phil Lord and Chris Miller ask Hollywood to elevate, not diminish, animation.
Well, amen to that headline.
Indeed, Speckles. Surely no one set out to diminish animated films, but it's high time we set out to elevate them, said Phil Lord and Chris Miller, producers of last year's Oscar-nominated The Mitchells vs. the Machines and 2019 winners of the Best Animated Feature Award for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Well, Spider-Verse was a good movie.
Yes, Spider-Verse is a good movie. Using last month's problematic Oscars ceremony as a jumping-off point, Miller and Lord wrote an op-ed in Variety that reminded readers of a particularly uncomfortable moment that evening when three actors referred to as Disney princesses took the stage to present the Best Animated Feature prize. In their speech, they misguidedly reduced animation to a children's art form, telling viewers that kids watch these movies over and over, and over and over and over and over, without ever acknowledging the breadth and potential of the medium for mature storytelling.
Well, don't you think there's a reason that kids watch these movies over and over? Because they're good movies? You know, like classic Beauty and the Beast?
Yes, I mean, movies like that are worthy of watching over and over, and not just by children. Those movies are very much enjoyed by me, an adult. Imagine that. An adult enjoys this kind of animation. And please, bring back that kind of animation. But the other part of that article, the end of that sentence there, the medium for mature storytelling, indeed, like Night on Bald Top. Come on, when are we going to see more classic animated movies, or Iron Giant for that matter? When are we going to see more classic animated movies with that kind of animation from Night on Bald Top, where it does more stuff like Night on Bald Top? Maybe not quite as dark as that, but certainly along those lines. We need more mature, animated, classic, high-quality animated storytelling. I'm emphasizing this because I don't know how the people writing this article feel. I don't know if they feel about classic animation the way that they do about CGI. Maybe they're just trying to prop up Pixar. But to continue with the article. That particular phrase rang out like nails on a chalkboard to anyone in the animation community and any adult fan of the medium, Cartoon Brew staff included. Even the Mitchells vs. the Machines official Twitter page reacted to the gaffe. Lord and Miller didn't appreciate the dig, recalling similar slights from their years working with major Hollywood studios. Framing the 5 Academy Award nominees for Best Animated Feature as a corporate product for kids that parents must begrudgingly endure could be dismissed as simply careless. But to those of us who have dedicated our lives to making animated films, that carelessness has become routine. Reflecting on their own experiences, the two recalled a time when they were told that if they played their cards right in animation, perhaps they would one day graduate to live action.
Why would they want to graduate to live action when animation's already good?
It's all about that whole Hollywood, dance like a monkey in front of a camera and get paid millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars for dancing like a monkey in front of a camera and sitting around getting prosthetics put on. In another bitter memory, the pair shared that they were once praised by a studio executive who said one of their animated films was so enjoyable it reminded them of a real movie. Oh, what, animated movies aren't real movies? Come on! Oh, I'm getting ticked off.
Yeah, I'm fixing to do a Speckles rant.
Alright, keep your cool, Speckles.
You still haven't apologized for making me react to Pinecone and Pony, you know.
That was a rather mean trick to pull. I do apologize for that, Speckles. Anyway, in their column, the two also dedicated space to raising awareness of the current hashtag New Deal for Animation movement. We are currently negotiating with the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers to get studios to pay animation workers fairly, especially when animation is such a large and important part of their bottom lines. And again, I hope this includes maybe putting more resources towards hiring the Disney veterans, because let's face it, let's get Disney veterans hired so that they can make that beautiful animation that they were once making for Disney, but maybe not for companies like Disney, maybe for, Daily Wire. I think Daily Wire is looking at hiring some animators. Please, Daily Wire, bring back that beautiful kind of animation that Disney once did, which now I fondly call Diz-Tard. Miller and Lord also pointed out correctly that during the pandemic, animation was one of the only forms of filmmaking which was able to continue, and that animated films kept the business afloat at a dire time for movies. After extolling the virtues of animated filmmaking, well known to Cartoon Brew readers, but perhaps less so to many moviegoers who don't understand the work that goes into creating an animated film, they detailed undeniable box office and viewership evidence which demonstrates that animation is as vital to the screen industry economy as it is for the creative doors it opens. When broadcasters bemoan the fact that so many of the nominated films have not been widely seen, they must be forgetting that animated nominees Luca, Raya and the Last Dragon, and The Mitchells vs. the Machines were 3 of the 10 most streamed movies of 2021. 7 of the 10 were animated, or that 25% of the 50 highest grossing films of all time are animated. Lord and Miller were full of praise for the films present at this year's Academy Awards before repeating Best Animated Short winner Alberto Mielgo's undeniable claim that animation is cinema. Their measured and respectful defense of the animation medium prefaced a simple yet powerful suggestion for the Academy to, quote, invite a respected filmmaker to present the award and frame animation as cinema. The pair then shared a brief who's who of A-list talent that has demonstrated the highest respect for animation, which they believe could fit the bill. Guillermo del Toro, Bong Joon-ho, and Mahershala Ali all made the cut, but their most ambitious suggestion was that Hayao Miyazaki might be invited to give the award in what would be his first visit to the Oscars stage. It would also be timely, as 2023 will mark the 20th anniversary of Spirited Away winning Best Animated Feature.
Guillermo del Toro? As in the fellow who did that silly fish romance movie?
Yes, but in fairness, he also did Pacific Rim. I love Pacific Rim. When the guy has his head screwed on straight, he is a great creative force, and but sometimes when he's missing a few berries to his pie, then sometimes he makes crazy stuff, and I'm like, what on earth are you doing there, pal? Anyway, do continue. Response to the column has been overwhelmingly positive, including a retweet from the name-checked Guillermo del Toro, who is creator of the Tales of Arcadia trilogy and director of Netflix's upcoming stop-motion feature Pinocchio. Each day I feel we move closer to demonstrate that animation is a medium, not a genre, and that is a powerful story tool. And I agree with Phil Lord and Chris Miller, Hollywood should elevate, not diminish animation. That was a tweet by Guillermo del Toro. And Tales of Arcadia, I did watch it. It does have some masterful storytelling to it, but there were some themes involved that I did not agree with, so there you go as far as that goes. But, Guillermo del Toro, it can be a competent creative force when he sets his mind to it, but sometimes he can be missing a few screws from his brain. That's pretty much the end of the article. There is also this little bit. During the biggest Oscar train wreck in history, Encanto and The Windshield Wiper won Oscars. Oh, I see. Those are article titles. Never mind. That is the end of the article. So, as I read through this article, it seems to me that people are starting to want to elevate animation beyond the whole notion of kids stuff, which I do admire. Because animation should not be just for kids and never should have been just for kids. But on the other hand, a lot of these people are also CGI people, and I want to emphasize that we need to bring back the disciples, or the students of Don Bluth. We need to bring back the veteran Disney animators and let them also make new animated classics, and by animated classics, I mean traditional hand animation classics. Wouldn't you agree, Speckles?
Oh, most certainly. Yes, if you're going to elevate CGI, you need to elevate classic animation too. There are people like us who really want that animation back.
Yes, and until classic animation does make a true comeback, I'm not going to take this movement seriously. To put it in progressive terms, I don't want to discriminate against classic animation. Of course, that's a little bit of a joke, but you get my point. Anyway, that is the end of the article. Until next time, my friends, go forth, be gracious to everyone, make classic animation great again, and may God bless you.